Yo, what's up, everyone? It is me again. I am going to show you my first trade recap of the new year. I am super hyped. This trade went correctly and perfectly to plan. Um, I took it over on NASDAQ and I also streamed it on my free Discord. So if y'all want to join that, y'all are welcome to. Link in my channel description. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right onto the charts. And so I can teach y'all how I took this trade and how you can too. All right, let's get right into the chart. See, we're starting on the 4 hour time frame, and what I saw first and what stood out to me is that we have this huge expansion down, and equilibrium is right here with all this liquidity. So I wanted to see price retrace into equilibrium and then see a reaction back down. And we also uh, put a huge candle here, and so there's this big imbalance that I want to see price come and um, basically help mitigate. And so that's what basically put me bearish on the day was we were in equilibrium, had all this like imbalances that price might want to come and like tap into. And then also lastly, if we go into the NQ real quick, or ES, sorry. If we look into ES, mind all this stuff, but um, here, let me get this out of the way actually. I was gonna take the trade on ES, but then price action looked better on NQ, so I switched. That's why there's all that stuff. But if we go to the 4 hour time frame here, we see that we are way higher in this range, especially whenever market opened. We are way higher in this range than we were on NQ. So you see that NQ we barely tapped this, but we're already well over all these highs whenever market opened. And so I saw a little bit of NASDAQ being like kind of the weaker asset of the two. So back to NASDAQ, we scale in, we see that they have this 4 hour time frame, 4 hour liquidity, sorry. Okay, so we see that there's 4 hour liquidity that just was swept. Scale back into the here, and sorry. One last thing is that I also saw this here. We have this like BPR from like all the way over here, went through these two imbalances, and then also um wait a minute. It was like down here actually. That's the wrong one. Sorry. It was like this fair value gap down, or inverse fair value gap down here, that I wanted to see price also come back into. So this was a pretty good like spot for my like trade. And then also we go into the to the 1 hour, sorry, and we see I saw price as it was coming up basically move into this BPR right here, which it's very, very tiny, but price respected the shit out of it. So I was taking it. We see that there's two inverse fair value gaps right there. So whenever I scaled in to the higher time frame, or into the lower time frame, sorry, we see that we have this BPR here. Wait, let me see if I can. We have this BPR here, and then also this inverse down here. And so what price looked to me today is that we get this huge push up, right? Huge push up. Don't really come into like we don't come to into equilibrium of this. Um and so I was like, okay, we could see lower, right? And then we see here we sweep out this 4 hour liquidity and we're in equilibrium now. This is what that's what this line is equilibrium. And then we tap like, and I'm telling you about these BPRs. We tap this BPR almost perfectly and start respecting it. The second we tap it, we kind of start switching into bearish structure. Sorry. And so now I'm looking for shorts, right? And so we see that we get our last manipulation leg, would be this one right here. And so we mark out the bottom of the manipulation leg if we're looking for a reversal to the downside. And we see that we get it right here at 936. And once I get this market structure shift, all I'm looking for on the lower time frame is a retracement into equilibrium, an imbalance, and an order block. And unfortunately, we did not get an order block here, but what we did get is a retracement into equilibrium. We go from the top here, we get a retracement into equilibrium, and then we also retraced right into this inverse fair value gap. Let's move this more over so I can. So we retraced into this inverse fair value gap, which mind this is overlapping on this high time frame BPR. So we come tap the BPR one last time. I entered right here on this, right here whenever we tapped stop loss above the range, and then let's put out standard deviation because I'll show y'all where I kind of got my what's it called, my take profits points at. So first off, I saw this fair value gap line up perfectly with this right here, right? So I'm thinking this is a pretty good level, and we see that if I just held here, this could have been probably the best, and this is the best take profit because we see that we reverse after. But what I was really confident in was this liquidity right here being swept. We see that we get we have this sell side right here that was swept. And also with the sell side, there were these relative equal lows here that I was also targeting, which is a pretty good risk to reward. Like 3.9 or 5.3 is very, very good. And that would have been my final TP. I didn't actually get the full trade because around here I exited. I'll actually show y'all. This was my I guess first TP, because the reason it was here is because first off it was almost a 3R, which is really good risk, or I guess not. But I also got entered up a little bit higher. It was like in between here, yeah. And so yeah, so it was almost a 3R, so that's also why. And then we also, let me show y'all here because we also get an SMT, a double SMT too, over here. Zoom in so I can show y'all this. And so we see here, off my entry spot, which was right here, if we zoom in, we can see that price right here at 939 is down, and so we failed to sweep here. We failed to sweep the recent high, but we did sweep the recent high over on Nasdaq. And so there was my first SMT, and luckily that was where right after I entered it got formed right here, the SMT. And so luckily I was already in the trade. And so after I got that SMT pushed down, I felt really, really comfortable in my trade, and then also immediately put my stop loss at this this here because it was the protected high and it was on top of the inverse fair value gap. So I thought price shouldn't return to here after. And so we got that first SMT, but we see right after this next high took out this one, right? So there we have a lower high and then a higher high here, but here we have a higher high and then a lower high. So what this did is it basically formed like a triangle of SMT, basically basically right here. And so pretty much once I got that, that was like very good confirmation that this would be a very good stop loss here. And then we see push down first TP. I entered with six contracts. And so once this was swept, I took out half, and then we see that we get a pushback up here, and then we push down. Once we push down here, I moved my stop loss to this um point 0.5 range right here, and it came back up, and then whenever it came down and start right here, it formed an SMT here and here with, yes, let's see if I can find. So right here we see that we have this low. We seen that we made a higher high here, and then we also made a lower low, or we made a higher low here and then a lower low here, which was the exact opposite here. So I saw the double SMT and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get out. And so luckily I got out basically where my first take profit was. So it was like if I took full take profit at this one, which was very good. It banked me around five. I think it was. Let's see how much it was. It was, um, bruh, maybe I need to. We see. It's not gonna tell me. All right. Well, it baked me around like seven something, 570 something. So I was pretty okay. Took what with took what I was confident in, and then but unfortunately we see that this was my final TP. It got smashed, and then the 2.5 range and this fair value gap got respected. And so yeah, that's pretty much the trade. What I could have done better was just hold the position because I mean I got a really good entry, really good stop loss. I could have realistically just never pressed or just put it at break even and would have never had a problem with it. But again, it's my funded account. I'm just trying to preserve capital, but also make sure that I take what I'm confident in because uh, I'm still in evaluation phase and I'm not trying to get like a crazy trade or I don't have I guess, the luxury of doing that just yet. But maybe one day. But for without further ado, that's pretty much it. Hope y'all learned something. Like I said, liquidity sweep in an imbalance. We get the market structure shift, retracement into equilibrium, and another imbalance. Boom, and then that's pretty much it. This double S&T is really, really cool. This gave me a lot of confidence just having this like protected high right here and basically having my entry on that protected high. That will complete this video. Thank you for watching. Like I said, this was a really, really cool trade. Wish I held on to it for a little bit longer, but hey, can't be too mad at yourself. Price action has been very, very good this new year, and it's been kind of hard for me to stick to my strategy and stick to my rules, but I'm lucky I did, and you can see here that when you do that, you will be rewarded. And yeah, don't forget to go to my Discord, join it. It's completely free, and I stream all my trades in the morning at 8:15 there. And so if you want to see me trade live, then go tap into that. And then also my socials are in my channel description, so go follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, without further ado, peace out.